Okay, we're continuing tonight with a look at meditation, debunking some of the myths. I'm in a good position to debunk a lot of the myths simply because I've been doing it for so long. As I said about 3 nights ago, I discovered how to do it quite by chance as a way of escaping boredom when I was an infant of 4. And I'd been using it to zone out, chill out, get bursts of energy until I finally decided that I wanted to learn how to meditate properly using transcendental meditation, the one that was taught to the Beatles, and discovered that it cost the best part of half a month's salary for me to find out that I already knew how to do it. So, am I an expert? Probably not. However, I do have a lot of experience of it. So, were the Sherpas experts in Mount Everest before Edmund Hillary asked them to take him up there? No. Apparently, nobody walked up Everest. They couldn't see the point. Whether that's true or not, I don't know, but I find it a bit striking that Edmund Hillary used them as a guide. But they were the nearest thing to experts. They had a lot of experience, and they certainly would know how to survive. So from that point of view, he was spot on, and they got him there. So I'm deviating a little bit. This is just a little side fact about the Sherpa Tenzing. He only died relatively recently, so goodness knows how old he must have been in 1952. Yeah, it was 1952 that Edmund Hillary went up Everest, but it took Hillary. I'm just going to guess about 2 weeks to get from base camp right to the top, and maybe down again. Apparently, by the time he died, Sherpa Tenzing was able to go up and down. And remember, this is 5 miles, which is about 8 kilometers. He was able to do it 3 or 4 times a day. Which, on the surface, 5 miles, 8 kilometers. If I were to walk, that might take me an hour and a half on the flat. But we are talking about depriving, and this was without oxygen, from what I read as well. So that was one tough cookie. Right, so I wonder how stressful his life was. Imagine waking up every morning and that's your back garden, Mount Everest. Must be beautiful. Right, anyway, meditation. Other myths. That you're going to become some kind of super hippie. People used to say this to me. Aren't you a bit weird? Well, one, I am eccentric anyway and always have been ever since I was a child, but that ain't the point. If someone takes up meditation and their friends suddenly start noticing big changes in them, it's the effect. It's just one of many lifestyle changes that the person was going to experiment with in any case. Some people do this. They suddenly decide that they completely want to change and they ditch their partner that they've been living with for a long time. They move to a different part of town or the country. They change job dramatically. They cut everything and everybody off. They start experimenting with different eating patterns, with different sleeping patterns, and they take up maybe yoga or Pilates or some other non-mainstream form of exercise. By mainstream, I mean, the mainstream ones would be tennis, badminton, aerobics, jogging, the stuff that a lot of people do that you can readily find equipment for in sports centres. And I dare say you probably can for Pilates, definitely for yoga. I mean, even thrift stores sell yoga mats. The point is, they were going to do it in any case. So the changes were all about that person, all around them. They surrounded them. Yoga is just one. Meditation is just one of the changes meditation didn't cause the other changes. It's the other way around. They didn't suddenly, oh, okay, so more myths. You're suddenly going to become spiritually enlightened. Nope. You're probably going to learn a lot about your inner demons along the way, but meditation is a great way of sort of neutralizing them. And we'll look at that later. What other changes do people go through? They're certainly going to change all their eating habits. That isn't the case either. They're not suddenly going to become raw vegans or start the caveman diet, the paleo diet. That's just not going to happen. They're not going to suddenly only exclusively eat Tibetan food or go on what's the Japanese diet which is high in salt? The macrobiotic. Those things aren't going to happen as a result of meditation. They may, as a result of, as I said, the person wanting to change their lifestyle. One thing that should happen is you become a more serene person and less easy to provoke, so less volatile. That should happen. One final myth. There are more, but this is the big one. And that is that you are going to not just be enlightened, but become blissful and zone out. This does apparently happen to a few people, but they're a tiny handful. Most people, it's a little like going into somewhere between dozing off and a daydream. Imagine lying on a beach and you close your eyes and you are surrounded by serenity. You may or may not be able to hear birds. You can certainly hear the sound of the waves coming in. You can feel the warmth of the sun on your body if you are sunbathing. Feel the breeze in your hair and against your skin. Perhaps if you are lying on a mat, you can feel the sand in your fingers and between your toes. You can hear this, you can smells, you can smell the ocean, you can possibly smell suntan oil. You become very much zoned in, but that's not blissfulness, that's being calm and relaxed, and you get that experience at a spa, for example. So what you will become is calmer, and what you will also become is possibly enjoy an increase in your focus and concentration. And we've just hit 8 minutes. So tomorrow we will continue looking at meditation, and I will possibly start looking at the other kinds, the visual kinds, the hearing kinds, put them all into some sort of order, and with the caveat that if you are a seeing person or a hearing person, you experience the world largely through visual metaphors or kinetic metaphors or oral metaphors, then that doesn't mean that those types of meditation are best for you. Right. Okay, so until tomorrow, 8:49. Okay. To your greater happiness.